The newest My Hero game, All's Justice, just got brand new details, and with this game being made the same time as the anime's final season, they're going above and beyond to faithfully recreate Horikoshi's art style with 3D models and making the gameplay match the spectacle of the anime's gorgeous visuals. And all this new information, it's actually so much it comes from 2 different My Hero Academia websites. So without further ado, let's get into this. Hello everyone, it's me again, Steve Doji here again, back some more, well actually it's My Hero Academia All's Justice. I've never been back with some more any of this. The last My Hero game I covered properly on the channel was Ultra Rumble Season 1 when it came out. I've streamed My Hero every now and then, but this is most likely the final and last My Hero game. And since it's coinciding with, the final season of My Hero Academia, then I don't know what the future for the series will be. I thought I would cover this because this is a game I'm definitely going to cover when it releases. And My Hero's All's Justice, I'm not going to lie, it's looking very promising. From a visual standpoint, I want to say it looks very promising for anime games. From a gameplay standpoint, that might be nothing, but I wanted to go into some details about this game since, we do have an English and Japanese page sharing insane details and news about the game in general, so I wanted to go over that all really quickly. Now, I'm going to go over the Japanese site first, because not only are these graphics absolutely intense on the Japanese site, but the Japanese site is basically just the same thing as the English site, just not translated. I wanted to show off some of the pretty nice visuals here while also reading out what these things say exactly. So, for example, we have Horikoshi's author statement about the last My Hero Academia game that's out right now. So, Horikoshi's statement isn't actually on the English version, but this does say, based on what I can see here, I'm Horikoshi, the original author. Now that the original work has been completed, which is the manga, I'm happy to announce they're making another game. I didn't know something like this could happen. In 1 and 2, I used Ida and Kirishima. This time, everyone in Class 1A can be used. So I'm excited to see who your master. Also, the expressions are really great. The screen is even more plus ultra than before. Let's all play it when it's released. So yeah, Horikoshi himself is even like, damn, this looks good. And I'm not going to lie, this looks absolutely insane. This isn't even like a... CyberConnect 2 is like my ideal anime video game company, but this isn't even CyberConnect 2, and a lot of the visuals in this in general just actually look really damn good, which is insane because this is biking. I'm pretty sure the exact same people who made One's Justice 1 and One's Justice 2, as well as Ultra Rumble, exact same company, exact same producer, and they still managed to make it just look this much better. I guess this is what happens when a series is ending and you have to lock in. On the English side, it says one last smash. Smash through My Hero Academia's final story arc and triumph over your foes in spectacular 3 versus 3 battles. That first line already makes it sound like they're not going to make DLC for the story. The story isn't going to have oh, you need to get the DLC to see that exact final part where Deku does the big punch where he's wearing the All Might t-shirt, right? No, I think this will just cover the game's entire story. It's not just going to be, the first part of the war arc. I wonder if Stars and Stripes is going to be in this game, but follow Deku and the journey of other characters in the final war between heroes and villains and experience the world-shaking climactic clash between One for All and All for One in My Hero Academia All's Justice. Yeah, your favorite characters of My Hero franchise appear in the latest and most powerful forms, framed within a refined battle system that showcases their quirks to their limit. That sounds very exciting, because that means, obviously, I can't wait for gameplay of, Awakening Baku. What do you call Bakugo's, power-up? I call it Awakened Bakugo, because I actually don't know what the official name of it is. And Awakened seems like the default name to give a character whenever they get a massive boost. Yeah, and we have all these other really nice visuals here. This one is at the very end of the trailer, I recall, with Deku looking at the All Might statue. Yeah, so as usual, these ones are talking about using your character quirks, and this one is talking about the character roster, which the same thing happens here about, using your favorite characters, using the character roster. Heroes and villains collide in a gigantic roster of My Hero Academia characters. Play your favorite UA students, pro heroes, villains, from across the full story of My Hero. The full story? Okay, that sounds very promising. Maybe Stars and Stripes will be playable in this game. I'm not saying it's going to make every single character playable. It's not, going to do that, but I'm curious to see who's actually playable in this, because I believe that the movie characters, since they're never in anything, will probably be the most reasonable form of DLC to make. They're not even in Ultra Rumble. Ultra Rumble added, everyone. Yeah, Ultra Rumble's added, so many damn characters, and we still don't have the movie characters, or movie variants of characters, the 100% Bakugo. Unleash your quirks. Take control of your favorite UA student, pro heroes, and villains. Utilize their quirks to pummel, blast, and trick your opponents. Yes, this is the same as it is on the Japanese side, but the Japanese side has way more visuals to it. This has to be the character renders for the game, right? And these look great. These actually look really nice. Yeah, there's so much more here, my goodness. And that, giant mode Shigaraki, he looks I'm not gonna lie, he looked kind of cheeks in the anime, and in the manga obviously Horikoshi's art is really great, but in this game he looks really cool, at least with the shots they show of him. He just looks nice. Oh, here's some system requirements here as well. Okay. Does it say it's... Yes, it's coming up for Steam as well. Steam is right there. Okay, so pretty easy, pretty easy. No Switch 2. So it's, yeah, 1 to 2 players. The release date is to be decided. And the genre is obviously a fighting game. Okay, this is all like, you know, stuff we expect. I think an interesting detail here is that they actually do say that they are developing this alongside the anime's final season. Now, while that part's obvious, they do say that they're going to have a unique take on the game that's different from the way the anime is. Now, I don't think that means that it's going to have a game original ending or anything. I think that just means that the story is going to be obviously slightly different from the anime. Most anime games usually have more fights or different kind of pacing to help with, you know, the flow of the game. One cool or interesting thing to know about the game is that they do say it will feature a huge roster of characters from the anime. Now, I imagine this is just a bigger version of the roster from My Hero 1's Justice 2, since it will also be featuring the, you know, final battle arc characters as well. But I wonder if this will actually finally include movie-exclusive characters or movie villains, because it's still shocking how we don't have Wolfram or 9 in any My Hero playable game. They're not even playable in Ultra Rumble either, and that game pretty much added like everyone. So I wonder if we'll get 9, Wolfram, Dark Might, Flecked Turn, all of these villains, and maybe we'll even get 100% Bakugo as a playable character as well, since that is a thing that did happen in My Hero, Heroes Rising. I would like to know, though, if they're going to include Team Ultimates based on what happens in these movies, or at least new variations of Deku, or just, you know, other variations of Deku that can allow him to use the moves he uses in the movies. A good example is obviously we'd have a Team Ultimate with Deku and All Might where we do the final punch that they used to beat Wolfram, and then naturally we're going to get a Deku Bakugo one to reference the way they beat 9. We're going to get one for 100% Deku with Flecked Turn, and then obviously the big three fighting Dark, All Might, and Deku does the big kick at the end that splits the mountain. I imagine these are super popular moves that you would kind of have to include in a My Hero game, especially since this is most likely going to be the last one, because this game will most likely cover everything that happens in the last arc of My Hero. I don't imagine they'll have to include DLC to fill up the rest of this arc, because by the time the game releases, the final part of the anime will be completely animated. I'm very sure, so I don't imagine they'll be using DLC to fill up, like, I don't know, the final stage of All for One, or like the final Deku who does like the Sky Punch. I think they'll all be included as part of the base roster, but when it comes to the movie characters, they can make them DLC, which is why I felt the need to bring up their existence. And the rising system that they actually mention here, I think it's pretty obvious what the rising system is. It's definitely an awakened state for the game, or maybe it's like a sparking mode for this game instead. I think that's the best way to describe it, because you notice it has the same similar effects as sparking mode, where it makes the character who's obviously, you know, in the rising state highlighted, and then darkens the rest of the game around him. You can see the same stage before and after Deku's in the rising mode, so it's most likely some sort of awakened stage or a sparking mode that lets you use ultimate attacks, or just lets your character become stronger in general. I don't think it's too much of a surprise or too much of a hard guess to say this, because pretty much every anime game has like a sort of awakening ultimate state where you can release big moves when you're at full energy. And I think that's a good place to end it. Yeah, My Hero Academia overall seems like it's going to be an amazing game so far. You guys let me know who's your favorite character to play in this game. I think, honestly, I'm just going to be basic Steve. I'm going to go for All Might, Deku, Bakugo, Endeavor, Todoroki. Those are like my favorites, but if they do end up actually adding movie characters, I would love to play 9, because he looks absolutely insane in the movie, and I imagine his gameplay would also be pretty nuts. But that's a good place to end it. I hope you guys enjoy. If you enjoyed, then obviously again, please leave a like in the video. Don't forget to subscribe, it greatly supports the channel, and leave a comment down below as to what you'd like to see next, fellas. I love you all, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, and peace.